Good evening, wonderful folks of the internet. It is I, the old geek, and I'm sat here with my headphones on and nobody with me, and I don't know why I'm doing that. It's just a habit, I guess. It blocks out the world. Um, I'm hoping some people come to join me for a little bit of fighting fantasy on a Friday. It shows nobody in chat at the moment. I was a bit late getting this set up. I was a bit disorganized, but hey ho. Maybe somebody will join me at some point, and it could be that YouTube is lying. I tried to join one of Hungar's streams earlier, and it wouldn't let me in. Apparently, there's issues with streaming on YouTube in Britain at the moment. I was trying to watch other streams earlier today, and they were hopping all over the place, so that was a pain. But hello, Lee. Hello, Iman. We do have people watching, and YouTube is indeed lying to me, saying there's nobody there. So, hope you two gentlemen are well. Yeah, apparently YouTube's been playing silly buggers with streaming today. I tried to watch one of whose was it earlier? I watched Bears very early. That was Hungar's very early morning one. That worked okay. There was somebody else's this afternoon. I had on while I was at work. It just kept hopping and pausing and skipping. And so if I hop and pause and skip, I do apologise. It's not me. But at the moment it says my connection is good. So hopefully, and I have a beverage. Decided to have a beverage tonight. A Guinness. Cheers. Yeah, there's been a few wobbles over the last few weeks, Lee. I've had the odd day where I've not been able to connect to anybody's stream, and I've had the odd day when mine's been wobbling, yet the internet's been fine. But these things are sent to try us. They are indeed. Bottoms up, yes. I've got a little fridge beside me. See this door here? That's a little fridge. There's another beer in there. Unfortunately, it's a Carling, and I don't like Carling. But hey ho, it's beer. It'll get drunk. There's a customer who comes in our shop, and whenever it's birthday or Christmas, he always buys me a can of lager. I just don't have the heart to tell him I don't drink Carling. John, happy birthday. Have a can of Carling. Oh, okay, thank you. He's a nice guy. But, how was my birthday? It was a birthday. You'll soon realise when you, well, I say soon realise when you reach 52. You've got a long way before you get to 52 yet, Iman. But you cease to care about them, or cease to look forward to them, cease to do anything special. I worked on mine. I had a takeaway. And what did I do in the evening? Did something in the evening. I was supposed to win a game of MERP. We didn't have enough people, so I just sat and nattered with people on Discord. So that was it really. Didn't do anything special. My main birthday present is a source book that I've ordered through a Kickstarter that hasn't shipped yet. So, oh well. Good evening, Crafting Gamer. Good evening, Thief Keef. So I haven't even had my birthday present yet. So, oh well. But birthdays are. And Elfbait gave me a little birthday present, which I spent on the Wandering starter set to help me learn the rules for the Wandering. So I'm not very good at digesting big rule books straight from the get-go. So I thought I'd get the starter set for the Wandering, so I can just start simply and work my way in. That's a better way for me to do it, apart from playing it. Right. I'm hoping more people come and join us. It is early yet. It is early. And I only set the stream up at about 9:20 my time. Is it a good starter set? Good. All right. I'd like to run the One Ring for people on the channel at some point. Apparently it's a really good game for that sort of thing. So We'll maybe give it a crack. But that's what I'm running tonight. I don't believe I've ever run this one on a Friday before. Apparently, it's meant to be very, very difficult. So if we get anywhere close to the end, then I'll give you a round of applause. I haven't even rolled the character yet. So let's have a look, see what we get. Oh, yeah. Very average dice rolls, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 6. See, that's pretty normal. Pretty normal. I'm going to use the red one for skill, the white one for luck, and the other two for stamina. You've attempted this book once. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? So we're going with skill 12, stamina 18, luck 9. I played one session of first edition Lord of the Rings as a player. That was it. I've not tried the second edition at all. I am already running MERP, of course, so I hope I don't sort of oversaturate my my Lord of the Rings love. Just need to. Of course, it's a different era. The One Ring is set late Third Age, whereas my MERP game is mid Third Age. Just trying to get my chair into a comfortable position. There's all sorts of crap on the floor. So I do apologise for any thudding about. There we go. I've got to sit with myself back on the chair because my back is playing up a little. So I need to get some chair support for it. Right. Are we ready? There's a lot of fights. Well, we've got skill 12, stamina 18, luck 9. We have 10 provisions. We have a potion of fortune. We have a sword, and we have some armor. You're looking at one now, Lee. There it is. Look, that's one. Right. This is the background. Winter in northern Alancia, or winters in northern Alancia, are always cruel and bitter. The snow falls thick and the icy wind blows hard, chilling everybody to the bone. For the past few weeks, you've been hired by a merchant called Big Jim's son to protect his trading caravans as they roll their way slowly north to the frozen outposts. The horse-drawn carts are laden with cloth, utensils, weapons, salted meats, spices, and tea, which are traded for furs and ivory carvings made from mammoths' tusks. Big Jim is not usually worried about traveling north, as bandits only attack his caravans on the return journey. He's not alone in recognizing the value of the northern goods. On this particular trip, you are walking ahead of 6 carts across a frozen lake. In the distance, you can see the snow-capped peaks of the Icefinger Mountains jutting out of low cloud. Your destination lies at the base of the mountains, where the Northmen meet to trade. Snow is falling, but not too heavily. You stop to prod the ice with your sword to make sure it can bear the weight of carts, when suddenly the shrill call of a hunting horn breaks the silence. You stand up and run back to the carts to talk to Big Jim. He is sitting next to the driver of the second cart, puffing on a long briar pipe. A huge man with a great bushy beard. Big Jim is obviously a man to be reckoned with. There's Big Jim. Looks like some of our regulars on a Wednesday night. His bright blue eyes scan the horizon, searching for signs of life. In a deep voice, he says, "Sounds like it came from the outpost. Reckon you better go and investigate. Could be trouble, and get back quick." You set off straight away towards the outpost at the base of Icefinger Mountains. You arrive 2 hours later at a scene of ugly carnage. The snow is red with blood, and all of the wooden huts are smashed and torn down. 6 men lie dead, their bodies slashed, their axes at their sides in the snow. Judging by the size of the footprints, the creatures that attacked the outpost must have been enormous. There's nothing you can do for the unfortunate Northmen, so you head back towards Big Jim's caravan to report the news. You reach them in an hour just as the daylight is fading and relate the terrible events that have befallen the outpost. Big Jim orders the carts to be drawn into a circle to protect his men during the night. A large fire is built into the center of the circle, and you sit down beside it to talk to Big Jim. Everybody is nervous, and a guard is posted to watch for signs of movement outside. In a low voice, Big Jim asks you if you will hunt the terrible creature, for otherwise his business will be ruined forever. You smile and reply that you will track down the beast, but only for a purse of 50 gold pieces. Big Jim's jaw drops open, and it takes a great deal of persuasion before he agrees to your demand. The snow finally stops falling as you settle down for the night. Sleep is a long time coming, for your mind is active with the thoughts of the impending hunt. When you wake just after dawn, the fire is reduced to dying embers. Wisps of smoke rise gently into the morning mist, and not a sound is to be heard. You walk over to where Big Jim is sleeping and tap him on the shoulder. He wakes with a start, and you tell him that you are setting off and hope to be back later in the day. You wave to the guard as the snow starts to fall again and make your way back to the outpost. That's better. I can now hear myself properly. So, we're at paragraph 1 of the main adventure. By the time you reach the outpost again, the bodies are blanketed with snow and the beast's footprints are covered over. The visibility is poor as you set off towards the mountains where you hope to find the abominable killer beast. The snow on the mountainside is soft and you sink in up to your knees as you climb slowly up. You soon find yourself at the edge of a crevasse which is spanned by an ice bridge. Do we cross the crevasse by the ice bridge, or would we rather walk around the crevasse? Hold on. Is that better now? It's pointing straight at me. So we have a choice here first. Do we cross the crevasse by the ice bridge, or do we try to walk around the crevasse? Evening. Sounds like I'm set to use my headset. Shouldn't be the case. Can you hear me better when I'm here? If not, I'm going to drop out and come back in again. But was I clearer when I was here? Is this much clearer or not? So I'm leaning into my microphone now. Not really. Okay, I'm going to have to come out of the stream and go back in again. Actually, look at my settings. Audio. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, it says, my mic. Yes, my mic has got a problem. There we go. Now can you hear me better? I've just changed it over to my proper microphone. I don't know why it had automatically switched, but that should be clearer. So hello, Elfbait. Hopefully you can hear me now. Good. You right, Jean? You right, Manfred? Jean, this sentence here would benefit from punctuation. You'd be better off with a full stop after evening. Because if you put your full stop after semi, then people start wondering what. Yeah. Right. Anyway, after that bit of crudity to start with, let's right. So, are we going to cross the crevasse by the ice bridge, or are we going to walk around the crevasse? We have one vote from. Well, there's no option for jump in. Let's have a look. 2 votes for crossing the crevasse.
Manfred says he didn't get that one. Manfred, you know what a semi is? So we're crossing the crevasse. Okay. Get our ass across that crevasse. Ass cross crevasse. The bridge is quite narrow and very slippery. Test your luck. The soggy Bloodthirst. Yeah. Well, I've just tested our luck, and that is 6 and 3, which is 9, and our luck is 9. Our luck is now 8. If you are lucky, turn to 41. I want to see if we'd have died straight away. Oh, we'd have had another luck check. Okay, if you're lucky, turn to 41. You tread carefully over the bridge. Safely across the crevasse, you continue your slow trek through the snow. Turn to 212. Some nice bold art in this as I'm flicking through. Hopefully we'll get to see it. Monitor's just saying it wants to shut down. It's not now. Okay, we can get rid of Jean's semi-comment. And the wind starts to howl, blowing gusts of snow into your face. You put your head down and stride into it. Above the howl of the wind, you suddenly become aware of another sound, the howling of wolves. You draw your sword while trying to peer through the snow. As if out of nowhere, 2 snow wolves appear in front of you, hunched, ready to pounce. They are completely white except for their blood-red eyes. Suddenly one leaps at you. Fight them one at a time. Oh, we have played this book before. Played it once before because I remember this awful picture. The rest of the art looks quite good, but those wolves have very, very bad faces. They don't look like wolves at all, do they? The artist can't draw mouths, and I remember taking the mickey out of that. We are going back about 6 months though, so yeah. So we're going to fight some wolves. We'll kick their asses. So we have tried this book once before. 6-5. We win the first round. 6-8. We have a 5-point skill advantage. 7-10. Looks like your ex, Richard. All right. Does your ex follow these streams? Look at those mouths. Those mouths are shocking. The rest of the picture's okay. It's just the mouths. Beating the first wolf. That was easy. They've only got... Oh, there's a typo here. The stamina and the skiller printed the wrong way around. Let's just check, see if they're all done that way around. Any more fights? There's a fight there. Hold on. Oh yeah, it's just a typo on this page. Joy. So we've got some dodgy art and a typo right near the start. Well done. Well done, Fighting Fantasy. Well, they've got to beat us by 5 to win a round to even draw a round. So we win. Yeah, the eye. It's almost as if it is an adapted human face. You step past the still bodies of the wolves and continue your journey through the swirling snow. The climb becomes steeper and the going is slow. Turn to 337. The snow is beginning to fall very heavily, swirling around in the strong wind. A blizzard is starting. If you wish to use your sword to dig a shelter, say so. Otherwise, we'll press on. So, dig a shelter or press on. Do you think monsters with human teeth are scarier than with monster teeth? Don't know. If you ever troll my teeth, it wouldn't be as scary as having big fangs. It'd just look odd. Hello, GM Cody. How you doing? Right, we're digging a shelter. Dig, dig, dig. You hurriedly cut blocks of ice out of the mountainside and built a makeshift igloo. You crawl into it as the blizzard blows down the mountain with a ferocious power. Your body heat is retained inside the igloo and you keep warm. However, you must eat 2 portions of your provisions to regain your strength after the tiring walk and the effort of building the igloo. An hour later, the blizzard dies down and you crawl out of your shelter to continue your quest. I've tweaked my back again. It's not as bad as it was a couple of months ago, but it's just a bit awkward, a bit uncomfortable. I think this might be a lasting thing. Because the gaffer asked me to shift some boxes. Yeah, that was yesterday. My back today has gone, you shouldn't have done that. The boxes weren't light. Scariest kind of monster would be a giant 5-year-old girl. Yeah, I think I don't matter if it's a girl or boy. I mean, to be honest, a giant 2 or 3-year-old is scarier. Underneath an overhanging rock, you see a small wooden hut built against the side of the mountain. Its roof is piled high with snow and long icicles, hanging down. Okay, I've got my inflections wrong there. Its roof is piled high with snow, and long icicles hang down from the window ledges. You see a set of deep footprints leading from the hut up to the side of the mountain. Do we enter the hut, or do we follow the footprints in the snow? A giant toddler isn't just a person, though, because imagine if you make them about 12 foot tall and they have 2 or 3-year-olds' temper tantrums, and likelihood to hurl spaghetti in your face and whack you with a massive fork, and then if they're wearing a nappy, imagine the size of what comes out. Proper stinking cloud. Right. We've got 1 vote for footprints. You would just go with the ratios. Okay. But I mean, a 2-year-old, slightly different body proportions as well. Little stubby legs, slightly fat head, ability to go very, very loudly. Yeah, double-ish human height. Big 2-year-old. Your neck's been bothering you all day, Manfred, giving you a headache. Yeah, this mine's it's a different part of my back this time. Before it was the base, but now it's right in the middle. Same sort of pain though, just not as bad, thankfully. Right, let's have some votes. Let's have some votes. Are we going to enter the hut? Are we going to follow the footprints in the snow? Oh, Grenadier miniature, the dwarven giant. It was just a giant dwarf. Yes. Yeah, it's middle back pain. This is weird. Right. So we had an early vote for footprints, but everybody else has gone for hut. Richard went for footprints. Cody's now gone for footprints. And everybody else has. Oh, Richard's changed his mind. He's gone for hut. Hut, 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 hut. I haven't fixed the bot. I'm going to download a new bot and try and do it with a new bot. I'm going to start using Nightbot. See if that works any better. But I haven't bothered to download it today. I've spent too much time practicing Dungeon Keeper. That's what I was doing from about 7 o'clock to about 8:30. Right, hut. Turn to three. Where is it? Turn to 36. The front door of the hut is frozen shut, and you have to batter it with your shoulder to open it. There's only one room inside the hut containing the belongings of a fur trapper. Traps, furs, and sacks are stacked in a corner of the room. A wooden bed and a table and chair and some cooking utensils show sign of recent use, and the ashes in the fire are still warm. If you wish to put some logs on the fire and warm up the cold stew in one of the pans, let me know. Or shall we leave the hut and continue our quest? So, logs on the fire, warm up some stew, or leave the hut? Stew or hut? Your choice, chat. If anyone fancies joining me on the chat, there is a link in the Discord. It's there for someone to join in if you want to. Warm up that stew. Warm up that stew. Turn to 118. The fire is soon roaring and crackling in the hearth. The heat of the flames radiates through your body, and you revel in the warmth. The stew is delicious, and you feel your strength returning. Add 3 stamina points. We haven't lost any, so we haven't gained anything there. With renewed energy, you decide to leave the hut and to continue your quest. But we have had some stew. So if it ever says, have you had some warm stew? We know we have. As you are about to leave the hut, you catch sight of some weapons lying under the bed. Shall we take some of these with us? Or do we not wish to be encumbered by the additional weight? So, with weapons or without weapons? Weapons or no weapons? All right, I'm going to put my headphones on because I've got an Iman lurking in the back.
Hello.
Good evening, Iman. How are you doing?
Can you see me? Can you hear me?
Absolutely, yes.
Yes. Well, we both aged since last time we spoke.
Yeah. We're both
Yeah, I'm not too bad, thanks, mate. How are you?
All right. Both re-sprouted beards.
Yeah.
Is yours laziness?
For the choice, yes, always. So that's always the reason. For that choice, I would say the fact that they're mentioning encumbrance is weird because they never mention encumbrance in these books, so I wouldn't take the weapons.
Okay. But you are going against the flow here because we have 6 votes here
Yes, you're going to have
taking
to
the
remind me
weapons.
what's in chat because I've had to close the YouTube stream now too, so I don't hear myself.
Oh, right, okay. That's okay. That's okay. Well, it's everybody else has voted to take the weapons, so you're completely outvoted.
Shit. That's all right. You know what? It's my turn to be outvoted now.
Yeah, yes.
Everyone listened to me before, so.
Yeah. No, nobody listens to you. Back to normal. You take a warhammer and a spear before leaving the hut. Okay, you have a spear and a warhammer. There we go. And turn to 263. Outside, again in the deep snow, you set off on your trek up the mountainside, following the footprints in the snow. Turn to 190. The high altitude and thin atmosphere make you pant for breath as you continue your steady climb. Lose 1 stamina point. Oh. Suddenly you hear the cry of a human voice followed by a ferocious roar. Not far ahead, you see a fur trapper fighting for his life against a gigantic bear-like beast with long white fur and sharp teeth protruding from its jaws. It is the killer beast that you've been hunting, the abominable Yeti. You watch the unfortunate trapper being gashed by the Yeti's claws and falling face down in the snow. Incensed by the vicious attack, you scream at the Yeti and run through the snow to attack it. And once again, the mouth is dodgy. There we go. It would be really good artwork if the artist could do faces. But sadly, the artist, it seems, cannot do beast faces. Hit the trapper with the hammer and save the beast. Right. Is that really elf bait there? Or maybe the Yeti just has British teeth. Well, hey! Elf bait's in troll mode today. Right. 77. Are you carrying a spear? If you are, turn to 391. See, Iman was wrong to leave the weapons behind. Do we have frostbite in our sword arm? No. Looks like we've started nicely. Gripping the shaft tightly. So we've had talk of semis, and now we're gripping shafts tightly. You pull back your arm and hurl the spear at the snarling Yeti. Roll 1d6. You ready? It says, if you roll a 1, turn to 157. If you roll 2 or greater, turn to 219. I've rolled a 5, so 219. Yes, I know. We're all allowed to have our moment. The spear flies through the air and thuds into the Yeti's shaggy chest. It roars in pain, but does not fall. You quickly draw your sword to fight the enraged beast. Okay. We have a 2-point skill advantage over it, but that could easily not be all that useful. But 10-4, we've won the first round. That's good. Second round. Oh, we've lost the second round. You just write that down. Third round is a tie. Fourth round, 7-8. We've got that one. We've lost another round. The dice don't like me in this fight. 9-8. That's another win. So we've won. We've drawn 1. The Yeti's won 2. We've won 3. The odds, that's about right. 7-5. Yep, one more hit to kill it. One more hit will kill it. Yep, got it. If you win, turn to 67. Looks like Iman's probably gone for a poo. You kneel down beside the fur trapper and turn him over slowly. His eyes are barely open, and blood trickles down from the corner of his mouth. The Yeti has gouged deep wounds in his chest, and you realize there is no hope of saving him. With a great effort, he reaches up and grabs you around the neck, pulling you down so you can hear his dying words. He thanks you for trying to save him and insists on telling you his secret. In terrible pain, he struggles to whisper his story. He tells you that he has lived in the mountains for most of his life, hunting animals and trading their furs. But for the last 5 years, he's been searching for the legendary Crystal Caves. These caves have been cut out of a glacier by the followers of the Snow Witch, a beautiful yet evil sorceress who is trying to use her dark powers to bring on an ice age so that she can rule supreme over the whole world. The entrance to the Crystal Caves is high up on this very mountain. It is open but hidden by an illusion. The unfortunate fur trapper found it by accident only yesterday when he saw one of the Snow Witch's warriors seemingly walk straight through an ice wall and disappear. The trapper left a piece of fur hanging over the entrance so that he could find it again the next day. Sadly, the Yeti has put an end to his hopes. He asked you to enter the caves to slay the vile Snow Witch and leave her followers without their leader. There were legends about great treasures being frozen into the wall of the Snow Witch's lair, which would provide ample reward. The fur trapper suddenly grips you hard and then falls back silently into the snow. He is dead. You cover him with snow before deciding what to do. 50 gold pieces await you if you return with evidence of the Yeti's death to Big Jim's son, but the thought of a quest through the Crystal Caves beneath Icefinger Mountains excites you, and you decide to set off to find them. Okay. Thank you, Richard. Thank you. Now that the snow has stopped falling, the sky is clear and blue. The air is cold and crisp, and the snow crunches beneath your feet. Slowly, you make your way up the mountainside, looking for the cave entrance marker left by the fur trapper. Suddenly, you hear a distant rumbling from above, the terrifying sound of an avalanche. Test your luck. 7 to our luck of 8. That drops our luck to 7. So we could be in a spot of bother if I don't quaff the potion in a bit. If you're lucky, turn to 163. You look up to see great cascades of snow tumbling down the mountain. Fortunately, the avalanche sweeps down a ridge adjacent to the one you're climbing. Turn to 363. Who are you sending me a message on Discord? Can't you see I'm busy? You make your way slowly up the mountain until you reach a rock face that is too steep to climb. You walk around the side until you see a massive wall of ice, which completely blocks a gully between the two peaks of the mountain, the glacier. Your heart leaps as you catch sight of the piece of fur hanging on the wall of ice by the trapper. Left hanging on the wall of the ice by the trapper. Although you cannot see the entrance, you walk straight ahead. You shut your eyes as you think you're about to walk into the wall of ice, but you walk straight through the illusion and find yourself inside a long tunnel carved into the ice. You walk down it and soon arrive at a T-junction. If you wish to turn left, turn to 395. If you turn right, turn to 215. Okay, we're at a T-junction, left or right? I'm going to keep a little map down here. Oh, well, you're welcome to join. You're welcome to join the Discord. Was it you joining and somebody waving? Yeah. Waving hello. Let's have a look. Mr. Baker. And it was, yes. Yes. It was you joining Discord and Eli greeting you, waving you hello. Hello, Brian. How are you doing? Manfred says right. Everybody else is going left. Most important thing for anybody who joins the Discord, anybody, is to know that you are welcome to join our Saturday games. And it's the single most important thing. Playing 2 games tomorrow. Gene is running our 2 o'clock OSE session, and I'm running the one at 7 p.m. It's 2 o'clock UK time, then 7 p.m. UK time. So if you're free tomorrow, tick the box. Come and join us. You don't need any experience. You don't even need to commit for more than an hour or 2. It's drop in, drop out. Just a bit of fun. That is all. That is all. Right, so we're going left. 395. How old were you when you started that dungeon? I think you're early teens, I'd have thought then. And it's just grown and grown and grown ever since. The tunnel bends around to the right. As you turn the corner, you almost bump into a tall, pale-skinned humanoid coming the other way. He's wearing a white cloak with a hood pulled over his head. He is a mountain elf, one of the Snow Witch's followers. What do you want to do? Do we nod our head at him and walk by nonchalantly? Do we tell him we've come to join the Snow Witch's followers, or do we attack him with our sword? So nod head, tell him we've come to join him, or attack him. Evening, Daniel. How are you doing? The number in chat has suddenly jumped. Daniel, you've brought 4 people into chat with you by arriving. Guessing one of them is Kelsey. Because when Daniel arrives, Kelsey arrives. Just woke up. Kill! Nod, attack. Nod, attack. So 2 nods, 2 attacks. Let's have some votes. Attack, attack.
Attack it is then, I guess.
Oh, no. 2 nods. Oh, 4-4. 4 for nod, 4 for attack. Iman, you've gone all spooky on us. This is the...
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're in your smoking shed,
yes.
Aren't you now?
Yes. I am now, yeah.
Yes. We can tell when you go into that shed. We know what you're doing.
It's dark in here. Nothing. It's a cigarette, I promise. It actually is. It actually is. I say attack, by the way.
You say attack. Okay. All right. Okay. So we are attacking. We are attacking.
Don't worry. If I do anything untoward, I'll turn the camera off.
Yeah. Yeah. As you draw your sword, the mountain elf lets out a shrill battle cry, pulls back his cloak and grips his sword. A lot of euphemisms in this one so far. So he's got skill 6.
Has he got a firm grip?
He's got a firm grip on his sword, yes. He's not got much skill or stamina, though. So we got a 6-point skill.
Sounds
advantage.
like things my ex-wife used to complain about.
Hey! You got. I thought you got.
No, I don't. It was a joke.
No. It's Daniel who talks about his ex-wives. He's got 2 of them.
Is he Daniel or Kelsey tonight? I can't see.
Apparently, it's Daniel tonight. I can't tell.
But it's a Friday.
It's Friday. Yes. If the mountain elf's stamina falls to 2, turn to 305. Okay. Just has. He's weak. The wounded mountain elf calls out for mercy. If you wish to slay him, say so, or shall we spare his life? Kill him or spare him? Kill him or spare him? Finish him or spare his life?
Spare.
You want to spare him. So does everybody else. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for spare, 6 for spare. That means 9 people in chat. Spares 1. No need for any more votes. Right. 204.
Seems we're a bit more altruistic than I thought, eh?
Yeah. I didn't spare that pint. No. Didn't share it either. Yeah. The elf slumps on the floor and pulls back his hood. You see a metal collar around his neck, glowing in the semi-darkness. Obedience collar, he stammers in pain. Makes us do whatever she wishes. If I die, it will lose its energy, but she will know, and she'll send others to investigate. Elves, even we, mountain elves, will not serve that vile witch of our own free will. Kill her and free us. I bear you no grudge for attacking me, for you knew no better. Take my cloak to disguise yourself and follow this tunnel to where it branches. Take the right-hand fork. Now I must rest. You put the elf's cloak around your shoulders and make him as comfortable as you can. You shake his hand and run off down the tunnel. So we have the elf cloak. Well, let's hope so.
I believe him.
You soon arrive at the fork in the tunnel the mountain elf mentioned, and deciding to take his advice, you enter the tunnel to your right. 106.
What? It didn't even give us a choice.
No, it assumed we trusted the mountain elf. Okay. Yeah. Choo choo. All aboard the train. Further ahead, in the left-hand wall of the tunnel, you see a gap. You walk up to it and peer around to see a cave in which a Neanderthal is stripping the skin off a moose, making it ready for the large simmering stew pot behind him. He's working very slowly and is being yelled at by the gnome cook, who's wearing a white apron and waving a wooden spoon in the air. Do we enter the crude kitchen, or do we try and creep past the entrance?
Enter.
Artwork. That's a little bit better, I suppose. The gnome looks all right. Looks like the artist can do good side profile pictures of faces, but is awful at doing them front on. We can't see a shelf in the kitchen, Brian. GM Cody says 0124. I have no idea what 0124 means. Is it some internet speak? I'm not an artist at all. No. Keyboard failing. I'm average at painting figures, and I'm not bad at drawing maps. But when it comes to creative art, I'm okay at copying. I'm terrible at drawing from memory.
I'm exactly the same, John. Creative drawing I can't do. I can copy and I can do logical drawing.
Yeah, I'm all right at drawing maps. I mean, I've done that on streams and stuff before. But I could copy this picture really rather nicely. I'm good at that. But in terms of creating a picture from scratch, I'm awful. Right. Everybody apart from Brian wants to creep past.
I said enter as well.
You said, oh, okay. You and Brian both said enter, but we've got Viv Keefe going for creep. Lee Baker's calling Brian a creep. Manfred Connors saying sneak. GM Cody saying sneak. So we're at 4-2 for sneaking at the moment. Unless we suddenly get more votes for entering, we're sneaking. The best maps I've ever drawn are adaptations of other maps. I redrew all the ones for the Lost City and added in room details in them all to so that they matched the room descriptions in the module. I was quite happy with those. They were quite pretty. Oh, we now have a 4-4 tie. Okay, welcome to the stream, Halakar. Halakar has the choice: enter the kitchen or creep past the kitchen. What do you want to do? And we'll let Halakar.
If it helps you, Halakar, people seem to be disagreeing with me this time, and I said enter, so.
Don't doubt you're creative, Manfred. In fact, we counted you in some games. Yes, you are creative. With a mind like Hieronymus Bosch, but your painting skills are like Beavis and Butthead. Cool. This sucks. I can't remember much.
Yeah, I can't do them either. They've got a very specific voice. I can't do it.
Okay, Halakar says we explore the kitchen. 95. Used to play some good music on Beavis and Butthead. The gnome runs up to you and shouts, "Get out! Dinner will not be ready for another 2 hours. You'll hear the bell. Mind you, you look a little worse for wear, so you can have this stale cake if you wish." The gnome points at a piece of cake lying on the table. Do we take the cake and leave, or shall we attack the gnome and the Neanderthal? Take the cake or attack? Up to you.
Attack. They think that all we're worthy of is stale cake. Fuck them. Attack.
Well, might be all they've got because they haven't cooked the moose yet, have they? Take cake. Well, we've got 2 votes for attack and 3 for cake. 4 for cake. Iman, this is not your stream, is it, tonight? No.
Have none of you played Portal? The cake is a lie.
Portal? Don't know what that is. Portal?
The game, Portal, yeah.
I thought you said porthole. It was that's your accent.
Sounds it's my northern accent. Portal.
He's northern. He's from up north.
Portal.
From
yeah.
Aye, from Manchester. You're from Manchester way.
I don't mean to sound like some kind of Skyrim NPC, but I'm a bit northern, you know.
Bit northern, right? From Burnley, ain't ya?
Yeah, proper Burnley lad, me.
Right, we're taking the cake. Everyone just says, yeah, everyone says to take cake. Well, if you want a proper northern accent, Manfred, it's Iman, because he's actually from the north of England. His accent is real northern.
Yeah,
Mine's
my
fake
real.
northern.
This is my real voice. This people from the north don't think I'm from the north, but I am.
Well, I can tell you from the north. It's like people from Birmingham don't think I haven't got much of a Brummie accent, but you can probably tell I'm from Birmingham.
Yeah, I can tell you're not from the north or the south. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's basically it. North, Midlands, and South.
But
Liverpool.
But I haven't got a strong Birmingham accent, but I have got a noticeable one for. I used to. When I was younger.
Like Jack Grealish.
Right,
I'm
mate.
Jack Grealish. I'm from Birmingham.
Oh, right, mate. Oh. Okay. Halakar has just finished constructing a manly conflagration. In other words. Right, we're taking the cake and leaving. 290. I've just got internet wobbling corner.
Oh, I thought it were me.
I got a little internet wobble up in corner. You leave the shade. You leave the cave and turn left. Back into the tunnel, eating the cake as you go. It is stale and virtually tasteless, but gives you a little energy and gives us 1 stamina point back. Oh. Turn to 198.
I thought the cake was going to poison us, not going to lie.
We're all right. We're okay. In the distance, you hear chanting voices. Before long, the tunnel ends at the entrance to a large cavern. Kneeling down before an ice effigy in the shape of a demon, their hooded faces pressed against the ice floor in worship, are 10 of the Snow Witch's followers. There are 2 exits from the cave, one to the left and one to your right. Are we wearing a cloak? Ha ha! Yes, we are. Just going to show you the picture. Big demon. Are we wearing a cloak? Yes. Turn to 384. Make a sleight of hand check, please, Brian. You pull down the hood of your cloak as far as possible and walk towards the tunnel exit on your right. Test your luck. Oh, we've got luck of 7 now. Bollocks. 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 We've just failed. I rolled 10. We could do with drinking our potion of luck very soon. If we survive. If you're unlucky, turn to 370. You are almost at the entrance to the tunnel when the worshippers stop their chanting. They stand up and one of you calls out to you why you did not stop to sing the praises of the Frozen One. If you have a magic flute, you can tell them you've been ordered to go and play it for the Snow Witch. Otherwise, you may either fight them or try to run for it. Fight 10 of them or run away.
Run.
Those are our choices because we haven't found a flute.
Run. Fucking leg it.
Everyone's agreeing with you. Run! Run! I'm going to use this opportunity to drink the potion of fortune, which restores our luck to maximum and adds 1. So our luck goes up to 10. This might be good. Might be good. Right. Run for the tunnel. 33.
Wait, so our initial luck goes up to 10 as well?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's a potion of fortune. Adds 1 to your luck. The followers are a group of goblins, orcs, and Neanderthals. As you make a run for it, the 2 creatures who are nearest try to stop you. One cracks his whip while trying to wrap it around your legs, while the other aims a dart at you. Test your luck. Yes. 7 out of 10. Hadn't have drunk it, we'd have failed.
Good shout using the potion there, John.
Yeah. Just playing the odds. Just playing the odds. Both the dart and the whip failed to find their mark. You're able to run through the tunnel. Turn to 137. The tunnel ends quite soon at a T-junction. To your left, you can hear cries for help. Do we turn left or do we turn right?
Turn left. I want to see who's crying for help.
So left or right? There are cries for help coming from the left. I appear to have been pinged again in Discord. Oh no, it's somebody else's channel. Somebody else's channel. Just we need to turn notifications off. Yeah. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and Iman 5 for left, and only Fief Keef going for right. Iman, you're muted. You know, you're talking to mother, are you? You're talking to mother? Father?
Why would they be outside near my shed?
You're talking to yourself.
No, I'm talking to the stream, but like, just not annoyingly.
You're talking to your imaginary friend, aren't you? That's what it is. Cecil. We've seen him. We've seen him. He is there.
What? How can you see him?
We can see Cecil. How did I know he was called Cecil? Or as Americans would say, Cecil.
Cecil.
Cecil. Right. Oh, I've got to try and sit up. I've got to stop leaning back. Doing my back in. Right, we're going to go left.
Yes.
311.
Yeah, I'm basically just making like little sounds to go along with the choices. Like, yeah, let's go and shit like that.
Okay. Let's make it a meme that Iman has an imaginary friend called Cecil.
I like how you picked the name.
Yeah. If anyone's good at art, then just take a quick snapshot of Iman's face. Smile.
Here he is. Wait,
there he is. And okay. And then just Photoshop a really embarrassing picture in there on top of his hand for Cecil.
It's just going to be my own head, isn't it?
Yeah, it could be you, yes. Pretty Gingerbeard's not here. He'd be on the case straight away.
Oh, is he the Photoshop one?
Yeah, he likes to play with pictures.
Oh, okay.
The tunnel ends at the edge of a pit, out of which a dwarf is trying to climb, but he keeps on slipping back. The floor of the pit is covered with large ice boulders which have crashed down from a shaft above the pit. One lands on the dwarf's shoulders, and you hear wild cheers from the top of the shaft as he tumbles onto the floor. The dwarf sees you and shouts, "Curse you, stranger, if you don't aid me. I see that you're not wearing a collar." If you wish to help the dwarf out of the pit, say so. Or do we want to ignore ignore his pleas? Help the dwarf or ignore him?
Help him.
Hello, Nerdy Yoga. I've never done yoga. Yog's yoga classes. Yes.
Well, you got 3 out of the 4 letters already.
Yeah.
The old geeker.
Yeah. I need to launch my own brand of yogurt as well. Only I can't taste it, unfortunately.
Oh shit! Oh, I'll be your taste tester.
You like yogurt?
Yeah.
Americans, that is yogurt. We call it
Yogurt. Gogurt.
Always help a dwarf in need. Okay. I completely made up Cecil. I'm just trying to make it up and just to annoy him out. Elfbait was being a troll earlier. I can be a troll now. No, Manfred, I can't eat yogurt. It's got lactose in it. It poisons me.
Wait, so when you have tea, what milk do you have in your tea or coffee?
Oat milk.
Oh, my brother has oat milk in his coffee.
I have in tea or coffee, yeah, and on cereal.
Yeah, is it good?
I've got used to it. It's all right. I've got used to it. I don't mind. In fact, I prefer it now because I'm used to the flavour. Initially, I was like, oh, I'm not sure, but you get used to it.
Okay.
But no, I mean, I can.
Do you not use like lacto-free milk, for example? It's just normal milk, but without the lactose. We
found a supply of oat milk that was cheaper, so we started using that, and I got used to it. And now I don't like the taste of
which brand is it?
Just supermarket's own brand.
Oh right, okay. My brother has Oatly.
Oatly.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to take the risk though, Elfbait. That's the thing, because it seems whatever I eat that contains milk makes me cast stinking cloud, and unfortunately, there's pain involved with casting stinking cloud, and occasionally it's cloud kill. Right.
Just making myself another brew.
Okay, not a problem. I'm all right now without it. I mean, I've got used to it. You lie down and lean over the edge of the pit and tell the dwarf to grab your arm. Much to the annoyance of the spectators above, the dwarf escapes from the pit. You run together back to the junction where the dwarf turns right. You tell the dwarf that you intend to carry it straight on to find the Snow Witch, as turning right will lead you back to the Hall of Worship. The dwarf tells you that he must escape quickly and return to his village now that he's free. He thanks you for helping him and hands you a leather bag, then runs off. But before he disappears, he turns and shouts, "Beware the white rat!" You open the leather bag and find a sling and 3 iron balls. You pack them away and set off along the tunnel. Sling and 3 iron balls. Turn to 125. The tunnel through the glacier soon leads into the mountainside itself, and the walls change from ice to bare rock. You enter a large cavern which has 3 other exits leading from it, one to your left, one to your right, and the main one carved as a giant skull lying directly opposite. As you enter, an ugly robed man steps out of the mouth of the skull, holding a glass prism in his outstretched hands. He commands you to turn back, as only the Snow Witch's personal servants are allowed inside the mountain. Do you have a magic flute? Oh, right, no. Okay. We haven't got a magic flute, so our only option is to attack him with our sword. Great. It says if you've got the magic flute, you can play it for him. Otherwise, you have to attack him with your sword. Great. The ugly man. Oh, I didn't show you the picture. I forgot to show you the picture. There's the man. It's a better piece of artwork than the other faces. So that's not bad. Quite like that. Nice and bold. Hello, Helga. The ugly man sneers as you draw your sword. He rubs the prism and suddenly 3 identical images of himself appear. They walk towards you. Each one has a dagger raised in his right hand. 2 of the images must be illusions, but which will you strike with your sword? Right. Okay. Chat. Your choice. Left image, middle image, or right image?
How many people we got in chat, John?
13.
Ooh, quite a big vote. I'll vote for the one on the right.
Okay. Glug, 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 glug.
I feel like going for the one in the middle is too obvious, so
Glug,
I'll
glug,
go for the
glug,
one on the right.
glug, 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 glug. It is Carling, which is absolute piss water. It's not as bad as Budweiser, but
In Grand Theft Auto 4, there was a brand of beer called Pisswasser.
Pisswasser. Okay, we've got left, middle, right. Left, middle, right. So we're 2, 2, 2. 2 left, 3 middle, 4 right. And what did Iman say? I can't remember.
I also said right.
You said right. Okay, so 2, 3, 5 we're at. So 5 for right, 3 for middle, 2 for left. Any more votes? Iman's going back to his shed. Any more votes? Any more votes? I've been pinged again on Discord. It's Saxius. Hello, Saxius. Saxius.
Have you been doing the stream elements things, John? The name things?
It should be alive, the name things. But I'm going to get rid of stream elements and I'm going to get Nightbot instead because I've heard it's more reliable.
Oh, okay.
I can't get the sounds.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's working. But YouTube is also filtering out. If I put anything remotely rude in there, YouTube filters it out. So I want to see if.
But that's weird because when we're in the live chat, we can pretty much say anything, and it doesn't seem to do anything.
So that's why I want to try Nightbot instead and see if there's things like kick him in the nuts and things like that for Hungar will work, because that doesn't work through stream elements at the moment.
Right. Fair enough.
I mean, for Mage, I have a hand up my ass because he's the puppet.
Because he's a puppet, yeah.
So I had to change that. I had to change that. So it now says I have a hand up my poop chute, and it allows that.
Hey, that actually sounds better, to be fair.
Hello, I have a hand up my poop chute. Okay. Right, so we're going right then.
I still haven't figured out what my catchphrase should be. You have any ideas, John? What do I say a lot?
I think it needs to be hi, I'm Iman, and this is my special friend Cecil. I'm going to make that a thing now. We have to make that a thing.
I like it though.
While we're at it, I don't know if Daniel's here at the moment, but Daniel, call me Kelsey on a Friday night. Oh dear. Right, okay. The illusionist screams in pain as your sword cuts into his side. He drops to the floor as the other 2 images fade away. Well picked. Well picked.
Hey, we picked the right one, as in the right-hand side.
Helga, it's not a rubber hand. It's because Sean, who comes onto our channel sometime, well, quite often, runs the Mage's Musings channel, which is he retells game sessions with the use of puppets, like hand puppets. Hence the joke. He drops to the floor as the other two edges fade away. As you step over him, he starts to laugh and stands up. His wound completely healed. Oh, so do we attack him with our sword again, or do we try and smash that little prism that he had?
Wait, so we did pick the right one, but he's still okay?
He's still okay, yes.
What the okay.
You're right. All right, Slant. All right, Slant. Yeah, I think Iman should be. I'm going back to my shed. Yeah, okay.
Do you know what? I rate it. I actually rate it. That it's just like real life me. I think break the prism, by the way.
Okay. I think actually I'm northern me. There you go. That'll be one for you as well.
You have to say proper. I'm proper northern me.
I'm proper northern me. Proper northern. Right northern.
Right northern. Born and raised.
Aye. I eat pies. I drink beer. I smoke tabs.
You smoke what?
Cigarettes were known as tabs in the north of England in the 80s. Did you never read Viz comic?
What? I've never heard of this. No.
You've never heard of? Has anyone in chat ever read the comic of Viz? I haven't monetized this stream, so we can say pretty much what we like. Viz was it's still going, very, very smutty laddie comic from the late 80s and 90s. And they had some very interesting characters, such as Buster Gonad and his unfeasibly large testicles. He's basically a guy who walked around with his balls in a wheelbarrow. Trying to think who else there was. There was Brown Bottle, who was a superhero. Basically, he was a normal bloke who carried beer around with him. When something bad happened, he'd run into a telephone booth, get down all his beer to give him strength, and come out dressed as a superhero, but he'd be staggering like a drunk and he'd piss himself.
Hang on a minute. That rings a bell. What you just described rings a bell.
Yeah. It was just really, really silly. There was The Adventures of Brown Bag, which was just a bin bag that blew over the landscape, saving people just completely randomly.
What? So like someone would be getting robbed and the bag would just like float over their head or some shit?
Absolutely, yes. Oh yes, the two fat ladies were they were the fat slags, the two fat ladies.
Is this like Little Britain before Little Britain?
Yes, basically, yes. Nerdy Ogre, we have got a lot of words for cigarettes in this country. A lot of words. And yeah, one you've put there is one of them.
Yeah, I'm just going out for a fag.
Absolutely. Smoke tabs, mate. I think tabs is a Newcastle one. I think Sid the Sexist used to say that. Lee Baker's mentioned.
I've genuinely never heard him called that. But then again, I was born in the 90s, so...
Yes, there was Cockney Wanker. Cockney Wanker was another character. Oh, there was a militant feminist one called Millie Tant as well.
Oh, okay. Balls of Steel, it sounds very similar. Maybe it was based off this.
May well be. Yeah.
Do you remember the militant black guy?
I don't.
Hey, what's the New Zealand rugby team called again? I don't remember. Oh, the All Blacks? The All Blacks?
Was he preempting what the world is like nowadays? And this was only 10 years ago, 15 years ago, Balls of Steel.
Balls of Steel was like 2006, yeah, something like that.
The most popular way of saying cigarettes in this country.
It depends on where you're from, actually.
It does,
genuinely
yeah.
does.
It does.
Up here, people just say sig.
Yeah, I noticed that when I was living in Leeds. Sigs was the most common one.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Going out for a smoke.
See, well, I use smoke as a code word for the other thing. It's a bit more innocent.
But there's tons of names for them over here. Roger Melly, the man on the telly. Yes. Yeah. Anyway, where were we? Just talking nonsense.
Sorry.
It's all right. Okay, we're going to try and smash his prism, aren't we?
Yes, that's what I voted for.
Yeah, I think that's what everybody voted for. You pretend to give up the fight and suddenly leap at the illusionist, catching him momentarily off guard. You manage to snatch the prism out of his hands and throw it onto the floor. It shatters into tiny pieces, and the illusionist turns and flees into the skull mouth, screaming at the top of his voice. Smoke rises from the shattered fragments of the prism and forms itself into the shape of a bald, fat man. A genie! Hovering in midair, he bows and thanks you for releasing him. He tells you if you call on him, he will make you invisible just once as a token of his gratitude. Without saying another word, the image shimmers and disappears.
Invisible or invincible?
Invisible.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so we have three choices now. Left, right, or go through the skull mouth. Left passage, right passage, or go through the skull mouth. That's Chat's choice. Chat's choice.
He ran back into the skull mouth, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
Right, I like the skull mouth then.
So we have left, skull, right. Left, skull, or right. Come on, Chat. Vote.
Come on, chat, get your votes in.
Richard votes left. Everybody else is going for skull. Halakar says open wide, baby. Yeah. It's Friday night. It doesn't matter. Be as rude as you want. I don't care anymore. Not a monetized stream. It's just a bit of fun. Hello, Mercurius. I haven't seen you sneak in.
Hey, Mercurius. I don't know who leaves and who joins because I can't see the live stream because otherwise I'll double up on the sound.
I can only see when they comment.
You do not have a list of view. Doesn't it tell you who's viewing, or is it just a number?
No, it's just a number. I've got a number which lies in the top left-hand corner because it still said 0 when you and who was it? Who was here earlier with you, Lee, wasn't it?
Lee, yeah.
First, it still said 0 in the top corner while you two were busy chatting.
That's true. That's true. Actually, it did say 1 when I was there and Lee was there. So
yeah.
It definitely lies somehow. I'm not sure how.
It says 14 now. Yeah, it says 14 for me at the moment. So it might be right at the moment. So we're walking into a skull mouth here, Manfred, because loads of people have voted for it. And if you ever vote now, it doesn't matter because you won't change it. Hello, Sanchez.
Way to tell him that he's important, John.
It's democracy here on a Friday night. Democracy. Hello, Saxius. We're chatting and reading. We're doing. It's just a social thing. Come and join us if you want. Join us for a bit.
I ruin all of these, so feel free to join.
The tunnel soon leads into another cavern where you see a huge white bearded man wearing white furs lifting a wooden chest onto a high shelf. He is a frost giant. There's only one other exit out of his lair via a tunnel in the opposite wall. Shall we run through his lair into the tunnel opposite, or shall we try and attack him?
He looks imposing.
He does, yes, yes.
What did you say he was? A frost giant?
Frost giant, yes. In Dungeons and Dragons, frost giants are about 15 feet, 16 feet tall. And when they punch you, they did 46 damage. 4d6, 6-sided dice damage. And I seem to remember them having about 10 hit dice. So they average about 45 to 50 hit points.
Oh.
I
mean, I don't want to fight him, but I kind of want to see what happens if you do. So fight.
The only saving grace in D&D is that they are chaotic, which means they're disorganized and they're not particularly bright. So the onus is on the DM to play them as being a little bit disorganized, a bit dopey. Not as stupid as hill giants.
Like the guards in Metal Gear Solid. Huh? What was that noise?
Yes, I know in second edition AD&D, frost giants do more damage. I know. Right, we've got a run, a fight, a run, a run, a fight, a fight, a fight. So it's 4-3. Ooh.
Does that include me? I said fight.
You said fight. 5-3 then. We're at 5-3 for fight at the moment. Zach just says run, so 5-4. Slan says fight, 6-4. It's a first really close. Well, we had one close vote early on when Halakar broke the tie, but apart from that, it's all been very one-sided in the voting. So 6-4. 14 people in chat. There are 4 who haven't voted.
Well, there could be 4. Who knows?
Well, I'm trusting it. Right, I'm going to go with fight then. $112 on your head's beard. If you have a sling and wish to use it against the frost giant, say so. Or shall we fight? Sling or sword? Fight him with a sling or fight him with a sword?
The sling might just give us a preemptive free shot, so I elect for the sling.
Okay. It's David versus Goliath, isn't it? We're going all biblical.
Yeah.
Manfred voted fight as well, so that made it 7-4. No, your votes count now. It didn't count for that vote before Manfred because we'd already had about 7 votes for the mouth and 1 vote.
I told you, you hurt his feelings.
I did, yeah. We had about 10 votes, of which 8 or 9 went for the mouth, and so anyone else voting then it wouldn't have swung the vote. We're being democratic. Manfred's having a bad time. His car's poorly.
Oh.
It's also a bit past your bedtime as well, isn't it, Manfred?
But it's like 12:15 there, isn't it?
Yeah, he's in Germany. So we've had 2 votes for Sling so far. 2 votes for Sling. Manfred's voting Sling as well. Okay, so 3 votes for Sling. Sling or sword? Come on, chat. Sling or sword? You were up at 5:30 today. I got into work at about 11 o'clock this morning. I sat by the computer and Hungar was streaming. He'd woken up at 4 a.m. in the morning and was doing a live stream, having just woken up. And there were other people in Canada and America with him who also couldn't sleep. I was like, what? Why are you streaming at 5 o'clock in the morning? In my world, 5 a.m. does not exist.
In my world, 5 a.m. only exists if I stay awake until that time.
I can't do that anymore. I used to. Can't do it anymore.
It's going to catch up with me one day, I know that.
Oh, it will, yeah.
It'll hit me like a ton of bricks on my 30th birthday or something and become 40.
The amount of times I've tried to stay up on a Sunday night to watch the late NFL game, especially when the Eagles are playing, and the next thing I know, I'm on the sofa and it's 7:30 in the morning. So I don't work on Mondays, so it doesn't matter. And I'll sit there, I'll put the telly on, or I'll put whatever with it on, and I'll sit there and go, right, I'm staying up. And I can never remember beyond the first quarter.
Yeah, I do that on Saturdays or early Sundays for the UFC on the completely legal streams, obviously. But yeah, it messes up my sleep schedule a lot.
Completely legal, yes.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, yes.
100% paid for, yeah. I'm just there at 5 in the morning watching them announce the main event. Like
Manfred, it was 11 o'clock my time this morning, so it was 5 a.m. their time. Yeah, I used to watch sumo. When I was a student, we used to watch sumo quite a lot at 2 o'clock in the morning. Akibono, wasn't it? And Kanishki. Can't think of any of the other names of the sumo, the big sumos at the time. They were big. It's been in the 90s.
Interestingly, I found out recently that sumos actually have weight classes.
Do they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, it goes from like middleweight above.
What it starts at 200 pounds as lightweight and 250 pounds as middleweight. 300 pounds plus is heavyweight.
Yeah.
And then you get Kanishki, who was known as the dump truck for a reason. That was his nickname, dump truck. It's a great name for a wrestler.
So even despite the fact that they have weight classes, they actually do open weight tournaments as well, which is really interesting.
Yeah. One thing I would never have entered in judo is an open weight tournament.
I think in any sport or martial art, the most likely you are to get a win against someone bigger is jiu-jitsu.
I mean, I used to train with bigger guys, but the thing is, I used to beat them until they got to about orange or green belt level, whereby they've got a bit of a clue, and they know that you're just going to keep the little guy away, and you can pick him up and fling him around. There's not a lot I can do about it when they can bench press my body weight with one arm.
Mm.
It's like great, thank you. I occasionally caught them.
But to be fair, training with bigger guys will help you when you actually fight against someone your weight.
Oh, absolutely. Right, looks like we're slinging.
Good.
All right. 373. Yeah, I would say every £10 is roughly equivalent to a belt. As it does depend on quite how good you are. We went to one tournament where our coach's son, who used to be in the Great Britain squad before he discovered beer and cigarettes and women, he entered the open weight tournament and he weighed about 170 pounds. So he was about 6 foot tall. So he was quite lean.
That is quite lean, yeah.
he wasn't as fit as he used to be. He was about 30 odd, and he got to the final, and he was up against a guy who must have been. I'm converting to American, so it must have been 250, 260. And the fight lasted about 10 seconds. The guy obviously thought he could boss him. Adam was a black belt, multiple dans. The other guy was a brown belt, so he was quite capable. Adam just sort of held back a little bit. The guy turned in and went to throw him. And as he turned in, Adam did a throw called uranagi, where you drop your weight a little, and you pretty much sit them as they turn in. You sort of sit them on your knee, and then you spring up and lift them and pile drive them onto their back. And Adam sent him about 7 feet in the air with the spring he got off his knee. I've never seen such an immense uranagi. And this guy was 260, 270 pounds, big, 260, maybe about that sort of size. Pushing 20 stone.
So basically, he had 100 pounds on him.
About that, yeah. And it was just huge. It was just I've never seen. It was just absolutely huge. One of the throws I can't do is Tomanagi. That's one where you roll back and put your foot in their gut and fling them over. And I did once lose a tournament. I got silver. The gold medalist threw me with a Tomanagi. I was winning as well. I was up a score on him, and he caught me with a Tomanagi for a punt. Anyway, where were we? We were flinging the sling. You place an iron ball in the sling and twirl it around your head before releasing it at the frost giant. Roll 2 dice. If the number is the same or less than your skill score, well, it has to be. Your skill is 12. Turn to 12. I'm not very good at either uranagi or tomanagi. My throw is the either harai goshi or ippon nagi, but to the opposite side. I do a very awkward seonagi to the left.
See, I've never even heard any of these words.
That's how I do it. It's about 3 years since I trained properly. I need to get back to it. The iron ball flies through the air and hits the frost giant on the temple. His huge frame crumples to the floor like a house of cards. The wooden chest he was lifting breaks open, spilling its contents. You find 3 ornate rings in a cracked bottle, which emits a sweet scented odor. So we have 3 rings and a bottle. We have a choice now. Do you want to try on any of the rings, or shall we just walk through the next tunnel? We have Goliath, the giant. Indeed we have. So do we try on a ring, or do we just ignore the rings and continue down a tunnel?
You said there was 3 rings.
3 rings, yes.
Yeah, I think try one of them on. I think one of them will be good. Maybe 1 or 2 will be bad. That's usually how it works in these things.
Put them all on and roll on the in AD&D, in Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, Iman, there is a table you roll on if you drink 2 potions too soon after each other, because they mix in your stomach like a chemistry experiment.
Yeah, makes sense.
Most of the time, nothing bad will happen, but sometimes you might feel a bit weak. Sometimes you might get double the effects from them. There is a chance, though, that they'll explode.
I like it.
Yes.
What's life without a little danger, eh?
Absolutely. So that's why
I actually really like that. That's genuinely a really cool mechanic. I don't think I've come across that in anything else.
Yeah. Be careful with your potions.
And it makes sense, too, because in real life, you have to be careful about mixing shit.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, if you go to the pub and down a couple of pints of cider, then a couple of pints of lager, they'll mix lovely in your belly and have extra effects.
But that's just alcohol, isn't it? It's just different types of alcohol.
Yes.
But if you were to say mix it with something else, like a benzodiazepine, spells danger.
I don't know much about chemistry, I will admit. All right, shall we try it on the rings? 10:65. Trying to stay awake, are you, Manfred? Is that what it is? Is that what it is?
If I shout, will that help? No, I'm joking.
Having rubbed the bottle and sniff your fingers, you decide that it's only perfume inside the bottle. Okay. You examine the 3 rings. So we've got a bottle of perfume. You examine the 3 rings and decide which one to put on your finger. Gold, silver, or copper? Gold, silver, or
is that a choice?
Yes.
Gold.
5 golden rings.
I vote gold. How many people are in chat?
15.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, indeed. Indeed.
We normally hit about the 12, 13, 14 mark, don't we?
Yeah, I've had a few where we've struggled up to about 7 or 8, but yeah, it's normally somewhere between 10 and 12, but 15.
So are we not doing Seas of Blood again because it was just a pain in the arse, basically?
No, I like to chop and change.
Okay, that's fine. It did us dirty though, not gonna lie.
It did, yes. Yeah, it was rough. It was rough. It was rough.
From what I've heard, this one's supposed to be really tough as well. It's the typical Ian book.
This one is supposed to be the hardest of the lot.
It's a typical Ian book, apparently. One of those, like, if you don't have the fucking whatever MacGuffin it might be, oh, too bad, mate.
Yeah. Did Ian Livingstone write this one?
I think he did. I'm pretty sure he did.
Let's have a look. It does say copyright Ian Livingstone.
Does it not say at the top of near the title? Like Steve Jackson's or...
It says Ian Livingstone's Cavern of the Snow Witch, so yeah, it must be. Sometimes there's another author. Sometimes there's another author.
Well, it's usually Steve and Ian, or one or the other. Or there's that third guy. I can't remember his name.
If it says both of them, it's usually if it says both of them after about book 10, it's usually a different author though. It's just that they're sort of in the series. Seas of Blood's not written by either of them.
Oh, is it not? Oh, okay.
Gold, silver, or copper? That's what we're voting on. Three rings. Gold, silver, or copper. We've got 3 votes for silver, 2 for gold at the moment. Only 5 people have voted. That means there's 10 lurkers.
Come on, guys, get your votes in. What we waiting for?
You have to. If you don't vote, we just have to put up with us talking Northern all time. If you want us to sit and talk Northern, then don't bother with your voting.
It's actually a really good accent you got there.
I lived in Leeds for a while.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, I can tell you spent some time in the north.
You didn't play my Call of Cthulhu scenario that was set in Yorkshire.
No, I didn't. Oh, what a shame.
We had to put up with 4 hours of me playing
a Yorkshireman.
Playing a variety of different Yorkshiremen.
The 4 Yorkshiremen.
There was lots of Yorkshiremen. The most common phrase. It became a bit of a catchphrase. They kept asking if places were open or if there was spare rooms in hotels and places. And the answer often was, "Look, you're in bloody Yorkshire and it's bloody winter. So what the bloody hell do you think it's like? There ain't no bloody tourists up here right now. Of course we got space."
I thought it was going to be the opposite. You're not from Yorkshire. Do one.
No, that's only if they're from Lancaster, they say that. We'll tell Lancastrians to piss off. but there ain't no bloody tourist up in bloody Yorkshire in January. Bloody cold, too bloody cold.
I don't know if you've heard this, but apparently a Scotsman is like an Englishman with the generosity removed. And then a Yorkshireman is like a Scotsman with the generosity removed.
I always found the Yorkshiremen were all right. I got quite well.
I'm from Lancashire, so don't ask me.
Oh, no. Lancashire.
War at Roses and all that.
War at Roses. Battle at Bosworth Field.
Mm.
And of course, didn't Henry Tudor fought for Lancaster, so you won the Wars of the Roses.
Yes. That was Henry VII, wasn't it?
Yes. Even though he was born in Wales. He fought on the Lancastrian side, but he was not Lancastrian.
I did not know he was born in Wales. See, stuff they don't teach you in school.
Yeah. The Tudor family were Welsh.
What? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Well, I knew our royal family are German, so.
Yeah, the Tudors were Welsh. The Edwards were the Yorkists. Richard III, Richard of Gloucester, was a Yorkist, and all the Henrys, including the mad Henry VI, was bonkers.
Wait, was he the Grand Old Duke of York?
No.
Who was that?
No, that was referring to.
I swear that was Richard, wasn't it? Was that a different Richard?
If you're thinking of Richard of York gave battle in vain as well, which is the way you remember the colours of the rainbow.
Oh, the rainbow thing.
But that was a different Richard. That was, I believe, the Battle of Turton or something.
No idea. I just know the acronym for the rainbow. Anyway, sorry, what are we doing? Gold ring, I said.
Gold ring. Yeah, gold has won. Gold has won. We've got 5 votes for gold, 4 for silver, one for. I've written gold, silver, bronze. So it should be gold, silver, copper. You people and your silly kings. Our kings were marvelous. We've had some really, really odd, bonkers kings over the years, and some bonkers queens.
Well, I'm a first generation British-born Asian, so they're only recently my king.
Yeah. Right, where were we? Gold ring, 21. I've only ever known 2 monarchs. You are now wearing a magic ring which will enable its wearer to resist the effects of freezing cold.
Oh, nice.
Gold ring versus cold. Add 1 luck point. If you've not done so already, you may put on either the silver or the copper ring, or we can leave. Silver ring, copper ring, or leave. Go on then. Take your choice. Silver ring, copper ring, or leave.
You know what? I'm going to take my chances and go silver ring, because we were close to getting it last time. Let's see what happens.
Oh.
I'll say silver ring.
Silver, copper, or leave. You've gone for silver.
Yeah. We were close last time. I want to see what it is. Might be good.
Richard says, we've got Halakar then for silver. Richard's going for leave. Silver and silver. Manfred appreciates what you're smoking.
Me? There's nothing there yet. What's it on about?
What you were smoking?
That was just a cigarette, I told you. No, I'm serious.
It's not usually.
No, here's the good stuff.
Oh.
I only smoke at night. I don't smoke during the day.
It's night now.
Yeah, I know. No, that's what I'm saying. To be fair, though, I have to say, when I'm actually engaged and enjoying myself, I don't seem to need it or want it as much.
I vape all day, every day. I will admit it.
That's nicotine. It's actually addictive, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, I try to not vape nicotine because it just makes me more of a dickhead, to be honest. I just get more irritable from the lack of it. Because at least if I have to have a cigarette, like I'll have to think, oh, do I want to go outside and, you know, like blah, 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 all that shit. And it makes me think, you know what, fuck it. Manfred, feel free to appreciate. Oh, Daniel! I mean, Kelsey.
No,
you're right. You're right, Kelsey. How you doing, love? You're right.
Welcome to North of England stream.
Welcome to North of England, Kelsey. You're right, Daniel. Okay. So we are going for the silver ring. It's 159.
We're going for silver?
Yes.
All right, let's see. Hope it's good.
Did you know there are 3 rings to marriage?
Are there? Well, you've had 3. I know you've had 3.
Yeah.
Wait, so an engagement ring, a wedding ring, what's the last one?
The suffering.
Boom! That's actually a good one. I'm going to use that. Thanks, Daniel.
You are now wearing a ring which drains your life force. Roll 1d6 and deduct the number from your skill score. That's brutal.
What?
4.
Skill?
Yes. Roll 2 dice
Skill?
and deduct the number from. Roll 2 dice and deduct the number from your stamina.
Oh, fuck. That might actually be the worst one, aside from insta-death.
Yeah.
That's bad.
If you are still alive, you pull the cursed ring off your finger and crush it beneath your foot. If you've not done so already, we can try the copper ring or we can leave. Copper or leave. Go on then, chat. Vote copper or leave.
You know what? We've already done the other 2. I might as well. Copper.
Yep.
Daniel and Iman dive straight in with a bit of copper.
At least we know for next playthrough not to pick the silver one if we get here again.
Lee and Richard both go for copper.
Richard is Dungeon Crawlers, right?
Yes.
Yeah. He changed his name from Dungeon Crawlers Level 1
to Richard the Dungeon Crawler.
Richard the Dungeon Crawler or something. Yeah, nice.
He's leveled up, wasn't he? He's not level 1 anymore. He's leveled up. He's got himself a title. That's what happens when you reach level 2. You get a title. So, yes, that's Richard. Yes, you've got a title. Richard the Dungeon Crawler, level 2. Richard, the Lord of the Crawler. The Lord Crawler. King Richard.
The Dungeon Creeper. Like a Minecraft creeper.
If he's a dungeon crawler, when he gets older, will he become a dungeon walker?
Dungeon runner.
Dungeon runner?
Like right, Maze Runner.
Everyone's going for copper. Everyone's going for copper. I'm going to go. This stream's going to go on for another 6 minutes. I'll tell you that now. 6 more minutes. Copper ring, 130. You're now wearing a magic ring which has the power to summon a warrior to your aid only once. Okay,
That's
so
cool,
gold
though.
and copper both good. That's good, yeah.
That is fucking interesting.
Yeah.
So the only other option now is to leave. So we can summon.
So we've got one use of invisibility and one free attack summon.
Yes.
Nice.
338.
Okay, I gotta ask: is the warrior Conan or Red Sonja?
I'm hoping it's Red Sonja.
That's okay.
I'm hoping it's not either module that was produced for D&D.
Correct.
They were
Yeah,
shocking.
they were disgusting. Bad thing is, I have both of them.
Did you buy the Red Sonja module because it had Red Sonja in it?
Of course, I was a teenager.
You soon arrive at a crossroads in the tunnel. However, you have no time to examine the left and right branches as a strange humanoid is advancing towards you from straight ahead. Oh! And we've got that. Oh, God, we're going to die here. I'm afraid this is going to be where we end the stream. Before you stands a crystal warrior, one of the Snow Witch's personal guardians who has been sent to deal with you. He is made of quartz, which has been animated by the Snow Witch's sorcery. Edged weapons will not harm the crystal warrior. Your sword is useless. If you possess a warhammer, you may succeed in smashing the crystal warrior to pieces. But you've still got to fight it. So we're going to fight it with a warhammer. Crystal warrior.
Do we have a warhammer?
We do, yes. I like the look of that. That's a good piece of art.
Yeah.
Like that a lot.
That is really cool.
It is, yes. Do you want a sample of my goblin voice? It was the same as my gnome voice I did earlier. It's identical. My goblin voice and my gnome voice are exactly the same. So if you want to go back to the bit where we met the gnome, I read the gnome out in my goblin voice.
Where did we get the warhammer from?
When we looted the hut.
Oh, right. Okay, the thing that I said not to do. No, that's good. I'm glad you didn't listen to me, guys. Thank you.
The problem is, we go into this fight with 8 skill and 8 stamina. Our opponent has 11 skill and 13 stamina.
Oh.
Oh. Well, we are going to be ending the stream in 3 minutes anyway.
Elton John said Saturday night's a good night for fighting. I'm saying Friday night's a good night for fighting.
Saturday.
First
round 9-6. We've tied. Second round 6-11. We've lost. Four, 8. The dice are just This is just prolonging the agony. 6-5. We've still lost. And we finished by rolling double 1 for us. Bah! We got the hammer, but the hammer allowed us to fight it. The hammer merely allowed us to fight it. It was just much stronger than us, and we should never have put on that silver ring. So anyone who voted for the silver ring, it's entirely your fault. Good evening, Omen Owl. You have arrived just as the stream is about to end. But yes, if you voted for putting on the silver ring, which includes Iman and includes Daniel, then there we go.
Hey, I will take the fall for everyone. Because I said,
Absolutely.
Hey, do you know what? We were so close to getting the silver ring. Let's try it. That was my fault. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, entirely. Yeah. So next time we play Caverns of the Snow Witch.
I mean, Cecil, you son of a bitch. Why did you tell me that?
Okay, well, my wedding ring is stainless steel, so it's silver. So there's your mistake, guys.
Yes. 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 Well, mine is gold. It's not. It's not an expensive one, but
Yeah, this is mine. Suffering.
yes.
That's funny.
Right. Anyway, we've had lots of people in chat tonight. Lots of people getting involved, which is really nice to see. That's that. I think that's our second or third failure of Caverns of the Snow, which I thought we hadn't played it, but then I remembered it. Basically, as soon as I saw the dodgy pictures of the wolves, I keep promising myself to go back and just go back through my Friday streams and just make a note of how often we've played various books and failed, so we can keep a league table of how often they've killed us. But
that might be kind of depressing.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, we've managed to knock a few off the list, including House of Hell. So
yeah, we've done House of Hell now. We've done Forest of Doom, and we've done 2 of the Call of Cthulhu ones. We've done Alone Against the Dark and Alone Against the Flames.
Did we actually finish Warlock of Firetop Mountain the most recent time we did it?
No. We got killed by the Cyclops statue. That's the fight you have to win, and we lost.
Yeah,
because
you need the Eye of the Cyclops, don't you? Yeah.
And what had happened is we'd lost a bit of skill by getting something wrong beforehand, and it kicked our ass completely. We got a fair way into Freeway Fighter, but one problem with Freeway Fighter is we've played it about 4 times, and on at least 2 occasions, chat has chosen the same death route.
Yeah, I think we kept going. Was there a bridge or something like that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Go for the bridge. Go for the bridge.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Was it Einstein?
But I think
said definition of madness is Einstein said the definition of madness is attempting the same thing over and over and expecting different results.
The definition of insanity, yeah.
Insanity, yeah.
Well, I think the thing with Freeway Fighter is it's not on really like the scale that we're used to for these sort of books. It's more like a more grandiose scale, and it just sort of puts things out of proportion, and you're like, I have no fucking clue where we even are right now.
Yeah. We got right to the end of it on one of the runs, though. Right to the end, and then got killed.
I've never actually attempted the book myself, but I've been on, I think, one of those streams with you guys, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
I'm sitting here right now, running through that adventure and what we did. I'm trying to remember what we did at the gas station.
You don't. You have to ignore the good-looking girl.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Richard has asked what would have happened if we didn't have the hammer. We could have invoked the genie to save us,
or the warrior.
No, it just offers you the genie.
Oh,
that one.
Okay.
So we could have called on the genie
use
to save
case.
us. When will I do the Lone Wolf book, Simon L? Oh, yeah, I completely forgot about those. When I get them, to be honest, I haven't got them yet, but I know they're available online. I know they can be got hold of, but at the moment I'm saving to go to Canada. So I've got. I must have about 10 to 12 of these that we haven't finished yet. So I do want to finish those first. Then we'll do then I'll get hold of the Lone Wolf ones. So I'd say at this current rate, have they come out again in paperback? Though? Are they out again? I didn't know that. I haven't found many available. Certainly they're quite expensive on eBay over here in Britain because they're not so common. But I'll have to have a look for like Lone Wolf ones. But I am saving to go to Canada. I'm going to Clericon next year if it happens. So.
Do you have a pile of books, John, or is it like a pile of books that we've completed and ones that we haven't? Is it just one big pile?
I've got one big pile, but I know which ones we've done and which ones we haven't.
Because if you were to sort out the ones we've done from the ones we haven't, or the ones we've attempted but haven't completed, at least then you know you don't have to look at the completed pile.
Yeah, but I know which. I know which. Oh, we completed Beowulf as well, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
Which was a fucking fantastically written book.
That was great. So that's now 5. We've done Beowulf. We've done Alone Against the Dark, Alone Against the Flames, Forest of Doom, and House of Hell. And including the solo Call of Cthulhu's. Alone Against the Static is coming out for Call of Cthulhu. Another one coming out around Christmas. Was due out last month, hasn't come out yet. I'd say there's at least 12 books we haven't done. Gene, we lost the vampire one. We got right to the end and we lost. I'm not going to do that one again for a long time because there was a lot of excess reading in it. We played Midnight on Dagger Alley twice, and then we decided it was shit, and I'm not playing it again. That's the D&D.
I remember that vampire one. That one was very lengthy.
Very long.
Lots of background, lots of lore.
Yes. Great book.
Which one was that? What was that called? Was that Alone Against the Dark?
No, Alone Against the Dark was a long one, but Dracula, Curse of the Vampire was the really long one. Yeah. We're not going anywhere near Dagger Alley, and the vampire one just takes too long. It's a great book. It's a really well written book, but it's not ideal for a stream. It was nice to try, but there were too many long passages without choices. But it's one I would sit and read by myself again. Anyway, I need to bring this stream to a close. So I'm going to say thank you to Daniel and to Iman for joining me.
I imagine I'll see you guys in the morning, or not see you guys in the morning. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I'll be playing games all day tomorrow. So
I can do the early one. I can't do the late one.
That's fine. Just play whenever you're available.
Yeah.
I know Gene's running in the afternoon. I'm running the evening. I know Omanal signed up for at least one of them. I don't know if he signed up for both. Slan's coming to play as well, and we've got Sean. Both Sean's, I think General Nuts signed up as well as Major's Musings. So
cool.
So yeah, we should have a good turnout tomorrow. So anyone wants to play OSE with us tomorrow, come along to the Discord and play.
Talk to you in the morning. Afternoon for you.
Okay. Right. Anyway, cheers, fellas. Good night.
All right. No, thank you.
Manfred. I've said sign up if you want, but you're working on your car. So the idea is if you just pop in whenever you're ready, because you can't commit because you're working on your car. So Manfred, just turn up whenever you want, and we'll just slot you in. But your car obviously takes priority. Anyway, cheers. See ya.